Like I mentioned before, you can Google IMM repository and that'll go to the ZBrush Central page here, and you can just kind of scroll down and see if anything jumps out to you as something cool to use. So let's say we want to do some chainmail here, so I'm going to go ahead and say download this insert chainmail, show in folder. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to right click and then say 7-zip extract here. So that gave us a ZBP, which again is a ZBrush. And just like before with our other insert mesh brush, we can throw that into Program Files Pick Selector ZBrush 2018, ZBrushes, insert IMM. We'll go ahead and just move this in here. So that was insert chainmail. So we go back into ZBrush, we can hit the comma key, go into brush, and it went ahead and updated for us. We have insert mesh chainmail. We've got a couple different types, so you can hit M and you can select between them. So you can select this one. We can just update this curve with chainmail if we want. Or we can just drag out from here, and now we've got chainmail that we can drag out. Now just a few more loose ends that I want to tie up here. Let's go ahead and we can just dump all this. Let's go out of edit mode, hit Control N. Let's grab a sphere 3D, drag it out, edit mode, make polymesh. And if we hit BC, you're going to see we have more curve brushes. Now these ones are curve tube, curve quad fill. We'll get to these later, even curve bridge we can get to. But we're going to stick with curve tube for now. So we're going to do curve tube. We're going to drag that out, and you can say this is just a default tube that you can use. However, if you go here to brush modifier, you're going to see it's set to 20. That's how many spans you have. So if you set this to say 4 and then tap to update, it'll just become a square. And if you want it to become a strap, just drop that Z intensity down and tap, and now you have a strap brush. In fact, if you hit BC, you have curve strap snap. If you use this one, you're going to see what it is the exact same thing I just did. Brush modifier of 4, Z intensity at 25, and now it's a strap. So now you know all the secrets behind what those two were doing. Now when we get into live booleans, using this functionality to kind of boolean out of objects is really cool, but we're not quite there yet. Now one kind of advanced concept I want to bring up. If you go to BI, brush insert, industrial parts, so we're out of curve mode, we're just into insert mesh brush mode. If you remember from that video, we have this modifier where we can do the multi-mesh selector. If we set that to 3, that'll just drag out random objects here. If you go BI IMM curve here, and you hit M, you're going to see we have vines in here, and it says vine of 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 3 of 4, 4 of 4. So if you click vine 1 of 4, and you drag this out as a curve brush, what it's doing, if you look at the properties over here, you're going to see multi-mesh select is set to 26, and that's literally just me choosing Vinyl 1. So if I go back in here and say choose Vinyl 1, it gets set to 26. The multi-mesh selector set to 0, that's not what we're going to worry about today. What we're going to worry about right now is this variation. So right now it says multi-mesh variations. So we're starting on 26, and we're going through 4 variations. If I click the M key, so here's mesh select number 26, variations of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you see variation selection through here, you're going to see 0 is static, 1 it's going to cycle forward, 2 is going to cycle backward, and 3 is random. What it's essentially doing is you're starting here, it's giving it 4 variations beyond this number 26 selection, and it's randomly cycling through them as it drags out your IMM curve. So essentially what you're getting is kind of a randomized vine like this. So if we set the selections to say 1 and we drag this out, you're going to see it's going to get very repeated because it's essentially just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 as it drags out a vine. 2 is backwards, and then 3 is random. So that's another cool way to kind of take your tri-curve brush, or not really a tri-curve brush, just a curve brush, and then using variants to kind of cycle randomly through as you drag out a curve.